Good evening, and welcome to Third Church of Christ Scientist of New York City. Let's begin with singing hymn number 3434. I'll read the second verse. Once more the lonely heart is fed, who dwells with love hath perfect ease. Faith, hope, and joy are with us all. Great are companions such as these. Number 34. I'll read from the Bible and from Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures by Mary Baker Eddy. The subject of this evening's readings is dwelling. The Bible, Psalms. How amiable are thy tabernacles, O Lord of hosts! My soul longeth, yea, even fainteth for the courts of the Lord. My heart and my flesh crieth out for the living God. Yea, the sparrow hath found an house, and the swallow a nest for herself, where she may lay her young, even thine altars, O Lord of hosts, my King and my God. Blessed are they that dwell in thy house. They will be still praising thee. The Lord God is a sun and shield. The Lord will give grace and glory. No good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly. O Lord of hosts, blessed is the man that trusteth in thee. Lord, thou hast been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hadst formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art God. Lord, I have loved the habitation of thy house and the place where thine honor dwelleth. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because He hath set His love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in His temple. For in the time of trouble He shall hide me in His pavilion. In the secret of His tabernacle shall He hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and He shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Exodus. The whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, Would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full. For ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Then said the Lord unto Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel. Speak unto them, saying, At even ye shall eat flesh, and in the morning ye shall be filled with bread, and ye shall know that I am the Lord your God. And it came to pass that at even the quails came up and covered the camp, and in the morning the dew lay round about the host. And when the dew that lay was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness there lay a small round thing, as small as the hoarfrost on the ground. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, It is manna, for they wist not what it was. And Moses said unto them, This is the bread which the Lord hath given you to eat. This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded. Gather of it every man according to his eating, an omer for every man, according to the number of your persons. Take ye every man for them which are in his tents. And the children of Israel did so, and gathered, some more, some less. And when they did meet it with an omer, he that gathered much had nothing over, and he that gathered little had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating. And the house of Israel called the name thereof manna. And the children of Israel did eat manna 40 years, until they came to a land inhabited. Micah. In the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow into it. And many nations shall come and say, Come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Isaiah. Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. Be ye glad, and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people. And the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. There shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days. For the child that shall die 100 years old, but the sinner, being 100 years old, shall be accursed. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth it for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of the Lord, and their offspring with them. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. They that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. Matthew. Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto thee, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Luke. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Psalms. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I'll now read correlative passages from the Christian Science textbook, Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures, by Mary Baker Eddy. Spirit blesses man, but man cannot tell whence it cometh. By it the sick are healed, the sorrowing are comforted, and the sinning are reformed. These are the effects of one universal God, the invisible good dwelling in eternal science. In the following psalm, one word shows, though faintly, the light which Christian Science throws on the Scriptures by substituting for the corporeal sense the incorporeal or spiritual sense of deity. Psalm 23. Divine love is my shepherd, I shall not want. Love maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Love leadeth me beside the still waters. Love restoreth my soul, spiritual sense. Love leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for love is with me. Love's rod and love's staff, they comfort me. Love prepareth a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Love anointeth my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house, the consciousness of love, forever. Ark, safety. The idea or reflection of truth, proved to be as immortal as its principle. The understanding of spirit, destroying belief in matter. God and man, coexistent and eternal. Science, showing that the spiritual realities of all things are created by him and exist forever. The ark indicates temptation overcome and followed by exaltation. In Egypt, it was mind which saved the Israelites from belief in the plagues. In the wilderness, streams flowed from the rock and manna fell from the sky. Even in captivity among foreign nations, the divine principle wrought wonders for the people of God in the fiery furnace and in kings' palaces. As the children of Israel were guided triumphantly through the Red Sea, the dark ebbing and flowing tides of human fear, as they were led through the wilderness, walking wearily through the great desert of human hopes, and anticipating the promised joy, so shall the spiritual idea guide all right desires in their passage from sense to soul, from a material sense of existence to the spiritual, up to the glory prepared for them who love God. Wilderness, loneliness, doubt, darkness. Spontaneity of thought and idea. The vestibule in which a material sense of things disappears and spiritual sense unfolds the great facts of existence. The universe, like man, is to be interpreted by science from its divine principle, God, and then it can be understood. But when explained on the basis of physical sense, and represented as subject to growth, maturity, and decay, the universe, like man, is and must continue to be an enigma. Adhesion, cohesion, and attraction are properties of mind. They belong to divine principle and support the equipoise of that thought force which launched the earth in its orbit and said to the proud wave, "Thus far and no farther." Spirit is the life, substance, and continuity of all things. We tread on forces, withdraw them, and creation must collapse. Human knowledge calls them forces of matter, but divine science declares that they belong wholly to divine mind, are inherent in this mind, and so restores them to their rightful home and classification. Step by step, will those who trust him find that God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Now, cried the apostle, is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation, meaning not that now men must prepare for a future world salvation or safety, but that now is the time in which to experience that salvation in spirit and in life. Divine love always has met and always will meet every human need. It is not well to imagine that Jesus demonstrated the divine power to heal only for a select number or for a limited period of time, since to all mankind and in every hour, divine love supplies all good. The still small voice of scientific thought reaches over continent and ocean to the globe's remotest bound. The inaudible voice of truth is to the human mind as when a lion roareth. It is heard in the desert and in dark places of fear. The rich in spirit help the poor in one grand brotherhood, all having the same principle or father, and blessed is that man who seeth his brother's need and supplieth it, seeking his own in another's good. Let's pray together silently for a few moments, and then pray aloud in unison the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Let's sing hymn number 148, 148. In heavenly love abiding, no change my heart shall fear, and safe is such confiding, for nothing changes here. The storm may roar without me, my heart may low be laid, but God is round about me, and can I be dismayed? Number 148. This church is a branch of the Mother Church, the First Church of Christ Scientist in Boston, Massachusetts. We hold Sunday services at 11 a.m. and Wednesday testimony meetings at 7:30 p.m. We also have services in Spanish, Sundays at 12 noon and Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. All services are held in person and online, and all are welcome. Third Church offers Sunday school classes in person and online for children and teens. These free one-hour classes are available each Sunday. At Sunday school, students learn how much God loves them and cares for them. They also learn about the Bible characters and lessons and the healing power of prayer. For more information on times and classes, please send us an email, thirdchurch@thirdchurchnyc.com. Replays in English and Spanish are available of this church's Christmas Eve talk by Bobby Lewis, a Christian Science practitioner, on the topic, Make Room at the Inn. Please visit our website, thirdchurchnyc.com. Other inspirational talks are also available on the website. This meeting is now open for all to share experiences of healing and spiritual insights that prove God's ever-presence and power in their lives. If you're listening by telephone and would like to speak, press *6 and wait until your line is unmuted. Please speak directly into the microphone of your phone. Your message will be easier to hear if you do not use the speaker function. If you're watching via Zoom, you can choose the raise your hand icon or unmute yourself and speak.
Thank you for your readings from the desk tonight. Very timely. I was very heartened by the good news that we got this evening and this afternoon about the apparent peace agreement or ceasefire in the Israeli-Gaza war. Surely there's many people in Gaza who have lost their dwelling and have been shifting the place where they sleep at night many times in order to avoid the conflict. And also the good news of the diminished winds in Los Angeles today, which allowed further progress in curbing the fires there that have destroyed so many dwellings. The readings from the desk, I'm sure, are a great comfort. The ideas in the readings would give comfort to those that have lost their dwelling. For many people, their house or the place where they dwell is their biggest asset. And the schools where their children go are the anchor of stability in the community. And to have those things destroyed suddenly, not for one, but for many, is really quite an enormous challenge to those that experience it. This is a time when faith and the ideas of our relation to God can be of great comfort and a source of strength and resilience. In the 23rd Psalm, the last paragraph, I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And this is Eddie's interpretation of that. I will dwell in the consciousness of love forever. Equating house with consciousness is helpful, because our consciousness of God and our consciousness of our relation to Him does not change. One of the hymns said, "No change my heart shall fear," because our relationship to God is a constant, and our love for one another can be, should be a constant. And these are the things that one can hold to when everything else seems to be changing. These, our relation to God and our relation to one another does not change. And that's the stability, that's the comfort, that's the source of strength to be resilient and not to be fearful. God maketh all things new in our life, as we're having the lesson this week, the newness and of life in God and the changeless love of God is that to hold in consciousness. Keep that the focus of thought and not the rubble on the lot. It's I'm very grateful for the comfort that we get from the scriptures, and also for the tools with which to overcome fear and doubt and dismay. That those thoughts can be held at bay through faith. I'm grateful for the readings.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for those readings on dwelling. They were very, very helpful. And I'm very grateful for the King James Version of the Bible. You read one of my favorites, the 91st Psalm, everybody's favorite, this secret place of the Most High. I don't even know what that means, but I do know. My heart knows what that means. And any other translation except the King James would ruin that. They would ruin that poetry, and they'd try to fix it to a certain thing that would close the meaning down. But the secret place of the Most High, it speaks to us in poetry. And another one is noisome pestilence. And I know that, I suppose it was David who wrote that, had never thought about computers. But there couldn't be a better phrase to describe the frustration we sometimes feel with working on a computer. It is the very definition of a noisome pestilence. And again, somebody might have tried to put that into words that are somehow more accessible, and it does just the opposite. Noisome pestilence is it. It's perfect. And I was thinking about it tonight because I almost didn't come tonight because of that noisome pestilence. I had a project that had to get done tonight, and I was trying to do something on my computer that I've done before, but I couldn't make it work. We've all had this experience, and it is just the worst. It is the noisome pestilence. And somehow, and maybe it's because I have really been working hard on trying to be obedient to Mrs. Eddy's demand of us to defend ourselves daily against aggressive mental suggestion. Another great phrase. And it was aggressive. And it was so aggressive, it made me think, oh, that's an aggressive daily, aggressive suggestion. And so I had the good sense to get up out of my chair and come here, because I knew if I could get away from that suggestion that God is not all, God is not in charge of his universe, that one mind knows the answer to even my silly computer problem. And that I'd find it if I just got up and came over here to listen to the truth, which is exactly what's happening. And also the three hymns you chose, and I looked ahead. They're everybody's favorite hymns. They're just the most wonderful, comforting. Probably everybody here has had a healing from 148. I know I have. So I thank you for those choices and for providing the dwelling place of the Most High for someone who was having a total computer meltdown. So thank you very much for your readings.
Thank you. You'll have that solution, surely.
Thank you so much for the inspiration. In thinking about healings that have taken a while, I think about the disciples right after Jesus' crucifixion, where they wondered, was truth really true? Is it all just gone? And when they couldn't really conjure up any hope because they thought all had been lost, the inspiration still, a little flame of fire burned in their heart. And they heard rumors that Jesus had been seen around in various places, even though they hadn't seen him. And it reminds us that to dwell in hope, because what they realized when they did see Jesus and the days thereafter was that the best was yet to come. And even though the people who have lost their homes and may not have a solution at this minute, maybe a little flicker of flame of hope is in their heart. And even though all seems lost, maybe to realize that the best is yet to come. Thank you for your readings.
Thank you. Thank you all for your testimonies and your prayers. Just because there's silence doesn't mean there isn't effective prayer going on. We all realize that, and we're grateful for the inspiration that occurs in the seeming silence. Let's conclude with hymn number 5858, The Ode to Joy by Ludwig van Beethoven from the Ninth Symphony. The words are by Elizabeth C. Adams. Father, we thy loving children lift our hearts in joy today, knowing well that thou wilt keep us ever in thy blessed way. Thou art love, and thou art wisdom. Thou art life, and thou art all. In thy spirit, living, moving, we shall neither faint nor fall. Come we daily then, dear Father, open hearts and willing hands, eager ears, expectant, joyful, ready for thy right commands. We would heed no other voices. We would hear no other voices. We would heed no other call. Thou alone art good and gracious. Thou art mind, and thou art all. In thy house, securely dwelling, where thy children live to bless, seeing only thy creation, we can share thy happiness, share thy joy, and spend it freely. Loyal hearts can feel no fear. We, thy children, know thee, Father, love and life forever near. Number 58.
Thank you.